Hello everyone, Disney Dude here. Please like this video. Hit that thumbs up if you like it, and please subscribe to my channel for more content. All right, so there was a lot of news that was dropped with the D23 announcements. I'm not going to go over all of them because most of them, well, a lot of them were all the parks, but I'm just going to go over the Disney World parks. All right. So first up, we're gonna start with Hollywood Studios. Hollywood Studios. Now, there is a new Monstropolis area that they're building. That's you'll be able to. They're building a door coaster, and this is what I get for not having scripts. So anyway, so they are building Monstropolis. There seems to be some confusion about where this is going. So it's going where Star Wars Launch Bay is. So people were very concerned that it was going to replace Muppet Vision 3D, but it's not feasible. It is not feasible. You can't look. Muppet Vision 3D is in a building specifically designed to house a 3D film. You cannot rip that out and build a ride. You just can't. There's no space. So that's one thing. On the another thing is right behind that area is Galaxy's Edge. Okay, so Muppet Vision backs up to Galaxy's Edge. So if you knock down that building, you're cutting in to the line for Rise of the Resistance. So you can't. Again, it's not feasible. You can't do that. And right behind Muppet Vision 3D. So if you're facing, let's say you're facing this way. So Muppet Vision is right behind Muppet Vision 3D is a road. So and they just built that road. For the Galactic Star Cruiser, which of course is defunct. But so that's not where it's going. And look, this regime knows they can't get rid of Muppets. They just can't. They can't do that. It's, the Muppets are very, very popular. Muppet Vision 3D is still very popular. That would be very stupid if they got rid of Muppet Vision 3D. I understand why they got rid of it at Disneyland, because Disneyland doesn't have the space like Disney World does. Disney World has a ton more space than Disneyland does. So, but yeah, that's where Monstropolis and that whole area, that's replacing Star Wars Launch Bay and that whole area back there, and the old animation building and the parking garage. Because behind, obviously you can't see it, but behind Star Wars Launch Bay, there's a giant building that was built because back in the day, Hollywood Studios was supposed to be a working film studio, and the animation department was very much part of that park. So that's where all of the animation that's where the whole animation building is, and that's where the employee parking garage is for that. Of course, that's I would assume that's all abandoned now. But I mean, once they knock out Launch Bay and that parking garage and the animation building, they're gonna have a lot of space. A lot of not a ton, but a lot of space to build Monstropolis back there. So don't worry, Muppets are not going anywhere. Muppets are here to stay. I'm very, very happy that didn't happen. So that's, I'm very happy. The new Little Mermaid show is going to be going in where Voyage of the Little Mermaid was. We don't really know anything about it. It is an updated show. They have updated it. We do know that they're going to have puppets and the like. Other than that, though, we don't know. We don't know what else is going in there. We do know that they are adding the Daughters of Triton in there, which is going to be an interesting choice. But other than that, we don't really know anything else about the show. We know that they're using a motion capture suit for the on-screen moments, so that'll be interesting. But yeah, we're just gonna have to wait and see. But again, it shows that this regime cared. They cared. They sent out a survey asking what people thought of Voyage of the Little Mermaid. People were like, we like that show, but it could be updated. And they listened. They listened to everybody, and I'm glad that the Little Mermaid is being updated. So that to me is great. The other thing is, the problem that Voyage had was that during the pandemic, of course, we are in Florida. Florida is known to get a lot of rain. So during the pandemic, no one was here to check on things. The state of the building was in disrepair. The entire building got flooded and filled the entire theater with mold. And of course, they couldn't use the building, and so they had to clean it. They had to clean it up, which is why it's taking a long time to get the Little Mermaid show back, because of all of the mold damage and everything. But people were like, oh, just get rid of Mermaid, or at least just knock down that building. Just knock down that building and just replace it with something else. You can't knock down that building. You can't, because so if you're facing the building, so on the far left, you've got Walt Disney, the Walt Disney museum space and the theater, and then you have Voyage of the Little Mermaid, and then you have the theater exit, and then on the other side you have the Walt Disney Theater, the Walt Disney Presents theater's exit, and then you have the restrooms. The restrooms are not part of that, but the rest of that is one big building, one big area, and that's including in store, or in character that store there, and then that other store that's closed right now as well. So, but that's all one space. You can't just knock down one and then rebuild something to take the place of it. You can't do that because it's all one big building. So that's what people didn't realize is, you know, you can't knock down the building, because then you would have to knock down everything, and everything would have to go, and you'd have to start over, and they don't want to do that. So but yeah, so I'm very excited for both Monstropolis and the new Little Mermaid show, so that'll be exciting. Of course, the Little Mermaid show is going to be debuting this fall, so October, November, maybe, I don't know. They haven't come out and said. All they said was fall, so I don't know. With Monsters Inc., we'll have to wait a little bit longer for that, but they haven't started on anything there. So, but so now we're moving over to Animal Kingdom. So it was announced that Indiana Jones is going to replace Dinosaur, and at first I really wasn't sure how I felt about that. I was like, Indiana Jones at Animal Kingdom? That makes no sense. Why would you put Indiana Jones in Animal Kingdom? That doesn't make any sense. I thought that they were just going to redo the ride from California and then put it in this space for Florida, but that's not what they're doing. They're actually going to be they're actually writing a whole new story. Indiana Jones is going to be looking for a mythical creature, which actually fits into Animal Kingdom. So I'm excited for that. It's the same ride layout, the same everything. It's just, you know, they're taking Dinosaur out and replacing it with Indiana Jones. They're gonna knock down. So Dinoland USA is gone. They're demolishing it. So that means Triceratops Spin is going to be gone, and they're replacing that area with a new Encanto attraction, which I think that would be interesting. It's going to be a trackless dark ride, so that'll be an interesting attraction. Don't know anything about that yet, but we'll just have to wait and see on that one. Now here's the one that upset me. Was they are getting rid of It's Tough to Be a Bug and putting in a Zootopia show. Why would you put a Zootopia show under the Tree of Life? Makes zero sense to me. Makes no sense. I don't understand why these executives seem to think that, you know, the current IP is what everybody wants, and they just said, well, Zootopia fits Animal Kingdom. Let's just do that. Where do we put it? Well, let's replace It's Tough to Be a Bug and let's just put it under there. Let's just do that. I don't see it. I just don't get it. I don't understand. It makes no sense to me why you would want to replace It's Tough to Be a Bug for Zootopia. And look, I love Zootopia, okay? I really like Zootopia. But it does not fit under the Tree of Life. It does not fit where It's Tough to Be a Bug is, okay? Now, I don't know. Maybe the show will be good. I have no idea. But I'm thinking about it the way it's supposed to fit. You know, it's supposed to fit. I'm thinking of that, okay? It doesn't fit under the Tree of Life. It just doesn't. I don't know what the show's like. Hopefully the show will be good, but I just don't see it. I don't see it fitting under the Tree of Life. I just don't. So that was my complaint. Was why would you put it under the Tree of Life? Makes no sense. So So now we're going to move over to Magic Kingdom, because Magic Kingdom is actually getting a couple new lands. So Tom Sawyer Island and the Riverboat are being removed, and they're replacing that with not a complete land, but they're replacing it with Cars, 2 Cars attractions. So I think that'll be really interesting. Tom Sawyer Island, I've never really experienced, so I can't really. I don't know anything about that. The Riverboat I really like. The only problem is the Riverboat. When you ride that ride, there's no interior. There's no interior. It's all outside, and if you're riding it in the Florida summer, it's hot. It's hot, and it's very unbearable. Very unbearable. So I can see why they'd want to replace it. I don't know. It didn't. I mean, that never bothered me that they're replacing it with Cars. I like Cars, so I mean, hopefully the rides will be good. I'm just really happy that the Country Bears are staying. That we're keeping the Bears, and Tiana. I know a lot of people don't like Tiana. I like Tiana. I think it's a great ride. But I mean, hopefully, it should be interesting. We'll see. Now we're going to talk about one of my favorite projects, Villains Land. Villains Land, announced for the Magic Kingdom. So, we don't really know where this is going. We don't know if this is going, because they've labeled this as Beyond Big Thunder. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means that they're building behind Big Thunder Mountain and putting villains in, and that new Coco World too. I don't know. But I mean, that Villains Land sounds really cool. That sounds really, really cool. So I can't wait for that Villains Land. Somebody brought up a valid point. Do you think they'll close the railroad again for it? They might have to. They might have to close the railroad to fit villains in. I don't know. They may have to. Hopefully it won't be as long as it was when they had to shut it for Tron. So, but we'll just have to wait and see on that. But I really think that would be an awesome fit for Magic Kingdom, is to have a villains land where you can go and visit Maleficent and the Evil Queen and Hades and Queen of Hearts and all of the Disney villains. I think that would be fantastic. That would be fantastic. So it looks like we're getting a roller coaster for it. I don't know if it's dueling or not. I mean, I guess if it is dueling, it could, you could do Maleficent on one side, Ursula on the other side. I don't know, but I don't know if it is dueling or not. But whatever the case is, that would be really cool. That Villains Land would be really awesome. That would make me want to visit Magic Kingdom alone. Okay, and I love everything. I like pretty much everything in Magic Kingdom. So I think that would be awesome. So now rants. So I've already done the Zootopia thing. Animal Kingdom, don't like it. I don't see it. Disney has never offered any updates on the Carousel of Progress, and I think that's very, very sad. they need to update the Carousel of Progress. It was Walt Disney's favorite attraction, his optimism toward the future. They 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 need to update that show. They need to update it. They've done a couple of little updates here and there, but they just need to completely overhaul that attraction and redo that whole that whole Act 4, because it is outdated. It is outdated. So that's another thing is they need to do. They need to, sometime down the road, Disney management needs to figure out, we need to update Carousel of Progress. So, but yeah, I mean, and then all the other parks you can go check out. I'm not going to go into detail on those. So I'm going to say something that's going to be kind of rude, and so Disney World's clientele is, most of their clientele are they are tourists from other states or other countries. They only come either once or twice, and so you rarely have repeat visitors. And so I don't know if people just, I don't know if they don't care, or if they're like, oh, well, we're not coming back anymore and ever, so why would we care about what's going into Disney World? It's much different when Disneyland does something, because Disneyland is a more local crowd and annual pass holders, so everything they do is pretty much from the heart. And Disney World is kind of like, well, you know, maybe people will visit, maybe people won't, I don't know, but you know, it's the clientele here. It's the clientele. It's, you know, it's vacationers that are only going to come once or twice, and then that's it. So it's, you know, that's the sad thing about Walt Disney World. Walt Disney World is my favorite, favorite theme park, but most of the clientele is not return visitors. They're here once and then that's it. So that's the sad thing. That's the sad thing. Completely different from Disneyland or any of the other theme parks. So Florida's basically in the minority of it. So that's really the only sad thing is, but I mean, but overall, I'm happy for most of the projects. I'm glad that this regime cares, and they're taking the time to have people say goodbye to dinosaur, and it's tough to be a bug, and you know, everything else. So I'm glad that that's happening. So you know, overall, I liked everything that came out of D23. I really wish that they would have announced an update for this guy back here, Figment. I really wish that they would have announced an update for him, as we really need an update for Figment. It's time. It's time to update Figment. So I'm really sad that they didn't announce that, but you know, but I think that these projects are going to keep them busy for a couple years. So overall, I'm very excited about what's coming up. They're going to keep us busy. They're going to keep us busy. We're going to be, you know, we're going to be busy the next five years. So it's I'm excited. I'm thrilled that Disney World is finally getting some love after all this time, and it's I really look forward to the future. Really look forward to this future. So Thank you for joining me on this video. If you like this video, again, please hit that like button. Please hit subscribe. Helps me out. Helps out the channel. Send me some comments. Send me some comments. What are you excited for? What are you excited for for things to come to Disney World? What are you sad that's leaving? Do you join me in mourning dinosaur and it's tough to be a bug, or are you thrilled that that we're getting changes? So just, please, by all means, leave me some comments in the comment section, and I'll be interested to be interested in hearing from you all. So thank you very much for watching this video, and we will see you real soon. Thank you. Take care, folks.